said in order for you
That's
to run
not
for the president of Nigeria, you're supposed to start from the grassroots.
I will not leave America and go to Nigeria to go and run for House of Rep or all those offices.
For councillor.
I will not do that. You know why I will not do it?
Why?
I can't effect the change that I want.
Yeah, why? But if you start from councillor,
I will not. I don't want.
After a few years,
I will not.
For the governor,
no.
Before running for the president of
I will
Nigeria.
not consider it. I'm telling you the plain truth. Where the top become corrupt, what can I do?
My name is Nicolas, and here I'm sitting with Dr. Felix Nicolas. You are welcome to Canada. Please tell us why you are here today in Toronto.
Thank you first of all for having me on your show. It's a great pleasure. And I'm here in Canada to meet with passionate Nigerians who are currently based in Canada. Nigerians who have not given up on their homeland. Nigerians who still believe that our beloved country can still be salvaged from the hands of these wicked cabals. So I came to interact with them. I came to get their support. I came to deliver a manifesto to them.
Okay. Your name is Dr. Felix Nicolas. That name sounds a little bit too foreign to many Nigerians. Can you explain?
Yes, actually, I've gotten that question a lot. It's a good one, and I would like to explain. You see, my name was Nicolas Uwagbo. Uwagbo is my last name. I just changed it last year, 2017. The reason I changed it is Uwagbo is my great-grandfather's name. I was from Ewohimi, Edo State, Nigeria. And several times I asked for the full meaning of that name. I believe so much in the meaning of names. They couldn't define it for me well. That's number one. Then number two, I never met Uwagbo. I don't know him. But my father's first name is Felix. And my father is a very good man. He's a man that I love dearly. So I decided to change my last name to my father's first name. He's the one who raised me up. He's the one I know. So that's why I changed my last name from Uwagbo to Felix.
So 2019, you're going to be running for the president of Nigeria.
Yes, our campaign has begun already. And currently we have people in the entire 36 states of Nigeria, including FCT. We have coordinators, and we're gradually doing the grassroots work.
Okay. What makes you think you are qualified to be the president of Nigeria?
I'm beyond qualified. Okay. When you look at the situation going on today in Nigeria, I ask myself, what have they done? What qualification do our current leaders have? Many of them would claim, oh, we have experience. Experience in what? What have you done with your experience? To me, the only experience I think they have is experience of looting and stealing money without being caught. I'm more than qualified to rule the country. I've been in the nation, been in America for 14 years, a place where things work. We're used to the system already. And to my opinion, until somebody from the diaspora come and take over the leadership of Nigeria, Nigeria will not change. Because many of them are used to, there's a statement you hear a lot, this is Nigeria. This is Nigeria. Anytime they tell you that, this is Nigeria for you. Oh, this is Nigeria. It means things don't go the way it's supposed to go there. You're already used to it, but we are not used to it. That's why we are coming to implement the changes that is necessary.
So you believe that Nigerians in diaspora will be the best candidates to run the country?
To run the country. I so much believe so. Any other person, I will not vote for any other person who currently is based in Nigeria. You know, talk is cheap. Look at every politician who has ever come out to run for office in Nigeria. They all promise all kind of stuff, but they never deliver. So I will not trust anybody who is not from the diaspora.
So what is the name of your political platform?
As a matter of fact, today, this morning, we just made up our mind. We just declared we are going to be running under ABP, all blending parties. Yes, ABP. That's our political party. So
the political party has been registered?
Yes, it's registered. It's over a year now. It's a new party. They are registered and they have the structure that we need. They have everything that we need. That's why we decided.
So you are prepared?
We are prepared. The race is set. We have placed our hands on the plow. We're not looking back. We're ready for what it takes.
Where do you live?
I'm based currently now in New York.
Okay. How long have you been in New York or in the United States?
I've been in America for the past 14 years and maybe 2 months. Yes.
Can you tell us your profession outside this, your political ambition?
Oh, yes. I studied electrical engineering, even though I never worked with it. I worked with NEPA for a few months before I left Nigeria. I'm a pastor. I'm a senior pastor of Miracle Center International. And also, I'm also a businessman. God, I've been privileged to open several companies. And within the past few years, we've been privileged to hire close to over 450 Nigerians who have worked, not just Nigerians, but Americans, Jamaicans, or majority of them, 99% Nigerians, who have worked with us. As a matter of fact, one of my former staff who relocated to America is even here and is going to be in the town hall tomorrow, Saturday.
Can you tell us your academic qualification or your academic history?
Oh, I studied electrical engineering from Federal Polytechnic Auchi. I have my national diploma. When I came to America, I have a lot of credit from the non-CPRE program. Then I went further to study BS Bachelor of Biblical Studies from AIM Christian University. Then I finally got my honorary doctorate degree of divinity from CICA. It's an accredited university, the only Christian university recognized by UN all over the world. Currently, we still have some degrees going on. We can never stop.
Keep learning.
Yes, of course, keep learning.
Do you have any political experience? If yes, where and when?
I have no political experience.
Okay.
I have no political, I've never been in politics.
What makes you think you can run the country when you don't have any political experience?
Okay, let me
or military experience?
That's a good question. I don't need to have a political experience to run politics. To my explanation, to my understanding, every politician in Nigeria has been corrupt. There's no one. I do not trust anyone. So, if I go into the system, especially people have been saying, why don't you start with councillor? Why don't you start as a governor?
Yes.
You are going to be polluted before you get to where you need the change. Now, I know I can deliver. I know I can bring Nigeria out of the mess. Let's tell you where I'm coming from. I went to America as a young boy with just $180, with nowhere to stay. Finally, God did it. I found a woman who kept me with family, and I lived with her. In 14 years, I got my degree. In 14 years, I started my businesses. And in 14 years, I've become an employer of labor in America. A young boy. By myself, with no help, and of course, by the help of God, I was able to do all of these things. It tells you the kind of person that I am. I'm not a lazy Nigerian. Very hardworking. Back home, I trained myself to school. I sold everything sellable. I sold melon, I sold egg, I sold pure water, I sold yogurt, name it. We did all of that. So, the experience, like people say, what is the experience that you need to run a country?
You believe that without political or military experience, you can run Nigeria successfully?
Of course, we're in democracy, so I don't need the military experience. What we need now in Nigeria, to be sincere, is a man with a genuine heart. It's not just the experience.
Only man or a Nigerian?
A Nigerian with a genuine heart.
Yeah, because
of course,
when you say man, you are excluding...
No, when I mean man, I mean mankind. Okay, both male and female.
Okay.
Anybody with a genuine heart. For the country. We voted for Buhari because they said he was in the military. He was once head of state. He did this, he did that. And the Nigerians clamored for him. Everybody wanted him. If Buhari had not entered power, there would have been bloodshed in Nigeria. At the end of the day, what did we get out of it? Jonathan is even better. I mean, it's obvious. I'm not saying he's a good one, but when you're comparing both of them, which is better? It's even better now. With all the clamoring they did. So, who can you count for me who has done something in democracy in Nigeria? So, I believe you need a man with a genuine heart. Can I tell you what I proposed when we went to Abuja?
That is the question I wanted to ask you now. You know, what do you think are the problems of Nigeria right now, and what are your plans of resolving them?
Nigeria has a lot of problems, but my agenda I become the president, or when I become the president, is to first of all tackle the security problem in Nigeria. A lot falls on that security problem. I'm quite sure, being in Canada, you have a lot of Nigerians who don't want to go back.
Yes.
I'm quite sure you have met Nigerians who don't want to go back.
Security in Nigeria.
Not because maybe if they get there they don't have money to buy food. I'm not saying go back to go and stay. I'm saying just to go and visit. Many don't want to go back. Security is number one. Look, can you count how many people have been killed in Benin? I plan on visiting Benin. Immediately I mentioned Benin. All my teams, everybody was like, oh God, are you sure we're going to come back if we visit Benin? Now, those who agree for us to go, we are thinking of getting all manner of security. I did a research. I discovered Nigeria has 371,800 police officers. That's the number they have. To oversee 186 million people, approximately. Some say 190, some say 186. So let's leave it at 186 million people. Now, among these 371,800 police officers, over 150,000 of them have been assigned to civilians who can pay for it. So even though they are 300,000, the 300,000 are not working to protect for the masses. So if I go to Nigeria, I get five are just watching me. They don't care what's going on, let's go. It's just us. So there's nothing wrong with that, because that could be a good means for the police force to generate revenue. That's good, there's nothing wrong. So if we need to, if we need to get more police officers, who maybe some civilians want extra protection, we can generate revenue from that. That's okay. But let's assume the entire 300,000 police officers are working is not enough to take care of the nation. Number one, I propose to double it. Number one, we'll make it at least 700,000 police officers. Now, there are programs we need to implement. Number one is what we call stop and freeze. Police officers drive around the city. Forget this roadblock. It doesn't do anything. Drive around, randomly stop suspected people. There's something I always say all the time, and it breaks my heart. Recently, there was a robbery in a bank, and a lot of people were killed. And after they were killed, they placed 5 million bounty on the animals. I learned that one of them has been arrested. Of what good is it that these guys have succeeded in killing people before they are arrested? The life of 100 armed robbers cannot be equated to one genuine citizen. So I'm glad they have been arrested. I'm glad they're going to send them to jail. They're going to execute them. Whatever the case is, but the lives would have been preserved. How many people do they have to kill before we arrest them? So what do? Let's catch them before they act. Let's randomly stop people. You see a car with 4 guys, they look suspicious. Hey, just stop and politely check the car.
So you're going to deal with Boko Haram?
Oh yes, we have to get the military to hand. Boko Haram is to me, if America can deal with ISIS, even far away, I think Boko Haram can be, it can be vaporized just like that. But there's a trick in there, which people, some of us are not addressing. These guys want Boko Haram, that's why they are still there. You want to tell me Boko Haram are more powerful than the military of a nation?
You think the present government?
They don't want to handle Boko Haram. It's obvious. How many Boko Haram has been killed? Who are the military? The military are supposed to protect us.
No, listen. Do you think the present government is benefiting from Boko Haram?
Somebody somewhere who is connected to the present government, they have a hand in Boko Haram. Somebody is giving Boko Haram money. Somebody is sponsoring Boko Haram. It is obvious. I don't think we need a Susi or a prophet to tell us. They don't need to be caught red-handed before we know. How?
Boko Haram started during the era of Jonathan.
No doubt about that. Okay. But it may not be the president directly who is responsible. Okay. But there's somebody behind who maybe may be among the cabals who is responsible for. Where do they get money? Let's ask ourselves to fund themselves. Where do Boko Haram get money? Somebody is sponsoring them. And that is why we need somebody who is not part of this system. If we elect the same person, they are going to benefit, do the same thing over and over. And that is why you see people come out of the campaign trail, they'll tell you what they want to do. When they get there, the opposite is what is being done. You ask yourself why? It's because the people who are pumping this money into it, they are still the one who is dictating. Look at the way the president is so silent, as if nothing is happening. Who is Boko Haram that cannot be handled? Let me ask you a question. How many Boko Haram have you heard that has been captured or killed in a whole year?
So you think you will be the perfect person
yes.
to run Nigeria and get rid of Boko Haram?
We'll get rid of them.
Okay. Will you consider working with foreign countries like the US?
Definitely. That's one of my agenda. My agenda is to create a deep relationship. Being an American citizen also is to create a deep relationship with the American. Whether you believe it or not. Do you know America currently give us close to $1 billion aid every year? You heard Trump said it.
Yes, he said it.
I mean, $1 billion is a lot of money. Anybody who can give you that, they sure want to help you. So, if we cannot conquer Boko Haram alone, America will be glad to join us.
Omoyele Shaware came to Toronto. So, according to him, he said he's currently working with multiple political parties under which coalition he's going to be running for the president. So, will you consider being part of this coalition?
I have not spoken to anyone yet.
Given that you two are one of the youths.
I'm not against any coalition.
Okay.
And anyone that is being brought, of course, we will sit down and listen. But I have my own criteria. Okay. I don't care who is coming or what they are doing.
Then will you consider being part of the coalition?
I will consider on my own conditions. Number one is the genuity. Here we have what they call lie detector tests. I don't know if you have ever seen it.
Yes, I do.
We need a lot of them, I'm telling you. I'm not in this for money.
Oh, we need that?
Oh, yes.
Are you trying to say that the political candidates, all of them should pass through the lie detector test?
Of course.
I'm
telling you, I'm coming. I just told you that I'm not in it for money. How do you know I'm telling the truth? So you just believe me like that?
So we have to introduce science to this type of political.
It does not need to be. It does not need to be in the constitution.
Okay.
It does not need to be something you need to agree to. It, just the same way you come for this interview, I said yes. I could have said no. Okay, let's throw it out there. Are you ready to go to a lie detector test? If you ask me that now, I'm going to tell you no. It's not. No. Because I know my heart. Because I know it's pure. I'm ready to go for it. Test me. Ask me. Why are you going to this? Is it for your personal gain? If I'm lying, it will show. I'm ready to go for it. You know why I'm so confident in this? Because I know my heart. That I'm going because I want to go and work for the Nigerians, not for politics.
Do you think lie detector test is 100% accurate?
Depending on who is doing it.
Okay.
We're not going to get people who can be bribed in Nigeria.
Yeah.
What I proposed was we're going to randomly select people from maybe Canada, Europe, or America who will come, and it will be done live. Meaning, we're not going to go and edit it later. We don't want to hear stories. Do it live. TV stations may not carry it. Do it live on Facebook. Do it live somewhere. Let us validate that this thing is being done. No cheating. Nothing is going on. You see, the situation in Nigeria needs some drastic implementations.
Yes.
We need to do something.
Drastic political intervention.
Yeah, we cannot just do it. Everybody just talk and just go and vote. We got to introduce something. Everybody lies too much. We got to introduce something that is not what we're used to. I'm saying you cannot, when professionals do it, number one, there are things you cannot take, because there are drugs you can take to suppress your nerves. They will test you to make sure you are not taking them. There are things you cannot do. So when you come, they'll carry out the test. Trust me. There's no way you can lie and beat all the questions they're going to ask you. Number one, they're asking some people now, do you have cabals behind you? Everybody is saying no. Okay, is that true?
That is a big question I have for you. How will you deal with the cabals?
You only deal with the
godfathers.
Okay.
Yeah.
The problem with the godfathers is because they sponsor you, they have you.
Yeah.
That's just a secret. There's no way.
They
control everything.
Your ideology.
Everything is them. They'll make you go out there and say what you want to do, but you know, you get there. They are ruling behind. They are just the machine. You are just the one hand, and they control. But now, if the godfathers don't sponsor me, if I don't enter into any deadly or cultic agreement with them, they can rule me when I get there.
Yes. Do you think you can win the seat for the president of Nigeria?
Oh yes.
Without cooperating with the cabals?
I know you have been to Nigeria recently. Are you telling me Nigerians have not suffered enough?
Do you think that the cabals don't have power over the election? Or even rigging the election?
That's what we are prepared to. We know their secret. Now, we may not have cabals, but we also have some people who are strong too. We don't call them cabals. Oh yes, they are not, we have people. And as we go, we are getting them. Men who are also tired, they are not cabals. They are not people we have any covenant or agreement with. They are people who are ready for change. So, I'm not saying we're just going there with just you, just us, and we know we can't go anywhere. We still have some support behind us. Men who want change also. Men who are not going to tie our hands when we get there. Of course, we have that.
How do you think Nigerians in diaspora can influence the political system of Nigeria, given that those of us in diaspora we can't vote?
Yes, those of us in diaspora can vote. There are only two things we can do. Okay. Number one is to start calling our families back home, okay, and influencing them in the decision making.
To choose the right vote.
Nigeria, my only fear now is many people, because of the present hunger, many Nigerians still focus on the daily bread. The 5,000 I will get today and sell my vote. We have to gradually change as much as we can. That's the biggest problem we're going to have. That's the strength, the cabals we have over us.
Yes.
Because on that day, many Nigerians will be tempted to collect 10,000 naira.
What about those who will come and share a bag of rice in the queue?
Yes, those are one of the things. And that's where now we are going to step up using social media to kind of, have secret, create it. When that is going on, we're going to have some secret people with cameras who are going to expose those things on social media. That will go a long way, number one. Then number two, if we really don't want to go to the cabals, let's be sincere. That's why I came to Canada. And I'm hoping that many people will support us financially. How are we going to sponsor this election? Nigerians don't give to election. We must understand that. People, they are not used to that system. Those of us in the diaspora, we are used to it. During Obama's election, many of us did, even if it's $5.
Yeah, we just donate.
Yes, we give $10, we donate. So they don't depend now on one billionaire who will just sponsor and they become a slave to them.
To run for the president of any country, it requires human and financial resources. How will you get all this?
The human part, the human energy and strength we need, I think we don't lack that now because our team is growing bigger. And now we have joined a party that it has strength and structure. And we are not sleeping every day. Every day we are making calls, we are improving.
Are you getting any donation from any organization or
as of now, we just started raising donations from people, individuals in the diaspora. That's why we also came to Canada, trusting that when they see what we believe, people can donate. So that's the only way we're going to be able to fund this. If we really want to face the cabals without demanding money from them. We need men and women who believe in this, who want change, who are ready to support it. Not just to say it, are ready to work towards it.
Okay, do you mean Nigerians in diaspora would donate enough resources for you to fulfill your political ambition?
A lot. It will go a long way. It's not just Canada. Okay. We're going to, June we are going to London. June 10 we'll be in London. We're going to Italy. We're going to Germany. We're going to a lot of countries. Now, our budget is about $9.something million. That's a lot of money, we know.
Yes.
Our initial budget for our primary election is $500,000. People can give towards it. Some people can give even if it's just $10. Some people can give even if it's just $20.
Are you receiving any donations?
So far, yes, people have given. We have a GoFundMe page, Dr. Nicolas, which we have set up. Somebody went there and gave 50. I have some people, 2 days ago, a lady walked up to me and said, here's $100, I'm supporting your campaign. That may look very small, but by the time 1,000 people give you $100, you're going a long way. I mean, let's think about this. One man cannot sponsor a campaign. So if we don't depend on the Nigerians who are tired, especially in the diaspora, who are used to sponsoring campaign, that's the key. It's not like there are no Nigerians back home who have this money. Exactly. But they are not used to it. I went there, I see what is going on. Nigerians are used to, you are running for office, give us money.
Yes.
Here,
they will demand from you.
Yes.
They will demand from you because they are expecting something from you.
For example,
here,
you ask for this interview, you didn't ask me for money. Every interview back home they call for, you give them money.
Yes, before you,
You didn't ask,
yes,
you drove here by yourself. You didn't demand from gas money from me. You didn't demand from, oh, I'm spending my time. But back home is the other way.
Yeah. Either they demand from me or I demand from you. Yeah.
So, you see the two different.
Yes.
But this is why I say we need people here who, the system, I know you have something to do at this time. I know you could be somewhere, but you are in a different system. I don't think you woke up this morning expecting money from me. It's not in your blood.
Because they are not used to volunteering. They don't believe that you have to, do everything for free.
That's the point I'm trying to make. It's in their system, not to say they are bad. When you're used to something, probably if I was there, maybe I would have been used to it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not used to that
they
now.
Normalize it.
It has become normal. They will tell you, this is Nigeria. In other words, what were you expecting? We don't do otherwise. That is why I'm saying, listen, you mark my word. Except somebody from the diaspora, Nigeria will not change. I'm not saying from the diaspora go and contest for councillor, which is good. You can make no change with that. And that's why I know people say, go for government. I don't have time. If they give me wrong, come and become a governor. I say, I don't think I will leave America to go and be running for governor. When I know the change that I desire, I cannot make it. I will not go. I'm telling you the truth. This is not to be braggadocious. It's not to be prideful. Because my purpose is to cause a change. I want to leave office. And whoever is coming to take the seat, it will be too hot for them to sit down.
So what is your political slogan?
Oh, never again 2009.
Never again.
Never again are we going to vote old people.
Never again Nigerians are going to cry.
Never again will there be killings in Benue. Never again are you going to give me bag of rice.
Never again lack
and
of
I will vote for
electricity.
you. Never again am I going to wake up in the morning, sleep and wake up there is no light. Never again.
Never again bad bumpy roads. My son call it bumpy road.
It's more than bumpy road. I was driving to Aspirant. My goodness. I said half of the miscarriages in Nigeria should be
from this.
It should be from they should be suing the government for this road. I had to home. The road was so bumpy. I said, if a pregnant woman sit in this car in the first trimester, how is she not going to have miscarriage?
Exactly.
With this kind of rugged, dead road, something has to be done. Oh man!
In 21st century, Nigeria lacks necessity of life.
Basic necessity.
Yes, like electricity, water, and good roads.
Nigerians are not asking. Many people are ready to stay in a hunt. If only they know nobody's coming to kill them overnight. Many people are ready to stay in that one room. If only they know at least there's electricity.
Okay, beside this security thing, what are your plans of fixing the roads, electricity, and other benefits for Nigerian citizens?
The security issue, unless agenda is power.
Unemployment, how can you stimulate employment?
Once you fix power, a lot of things, it's like a dominoes effect. For example, we're still using hydroelectric. Nigeria should be right now, if not to 80%, moving to solar energy. You say why? The sun is there 24 hours from January to December. It's favorable to solar energy. So gradually, why don't the federal government start, lowering tax for companies, for industries who are ready to move to solar energy? By so doing, it will augment when ease the burden from the electricity that we generate.
Okay.
Well, let's introduce solar energy. I'm sure in Canada there are houses that use solar energy now. Why don't we gradually start introducing it? It should be so easy because why? What does it need? It requires the sun. The weather is favorable to us. But we are not doing it.
But that is your plan.
Yes, we have to move to other alternative source to generate it. In the South Australia, about 35,000 houses in the community, they moved to different solar to generate power. And the project was completed in 100 days. And for somebody like me, I sit there and ask myself, in 100 days. Now, to be a little bit sarcastic, I say to myself, who did it? Was it the invoked spirits to come and do the project? How was it possible? They were done by human hands. We can learn from that. How is it that it has been achieved on just 100 days, which is about 3 months and few days? A project was completed. They supplied 35,000 houses. And when they say house in Australia, they're talking about high-rising now. Nigerians don't have that. Sometimes you see two-story, that's it.
Yeah,
So even though it's 35,000 houses, you're talking about high-rising building that may contain 200-300 apartments, and they have power. So why can't we implement that gradually? If every government, every administration has been coming every 4 years, they have been doing just one thing.
I have one question. What do you think stops all these current politicians from implementing this solar energy, even developing the country?
Because they go in there for their pocket alone, period. That is why the test is important. They use one word, national cake. So, they all go in there to steal the money. It's obvious.
So you mean that the lie detective test is very, very important?
What? As I'm sitting down here, I'm telling you what I'm going to do, right? When I become the president. In my heart, I know that's not what I want to do.
Okay.
I'm telling you I don't have cabals behind me. But actually, I have cabals behind me. They tell you what you want to hear.
Do you mean we have to incorporate it into the constitution?
It's not going to work because the people who is going to catch, they will not let it happen. Who is going to sign it into the constitution? The president will have to. Because they are all liars, they will not agree to it. That is why I say, you can even start that. You can go online and say, I'm calling all the young aspirants who are ready to go on and like, let's see who will come.
Yeah, who comes since it's not in the constitution?
No, you don't. That's what I'm saying. It's not in the constitution for me to come to this interview.
Yes.
It's not in the constitution for me to fly to Canada to come and do town. Okay. I'm here. We are not saying it's in the constitution. We are saying prove yourself a little more.
Oh, yeah. So that
you are telling us. You are telling us you're not there to steal. Prove it. Come and do a lie detector. Let's see if you're telling the truth. That's what we are saying. Anyone who says I'm not coming, why? Then let's look at it. Oh, it's not in the constitution. Oh, please. Is that all you have to say? We are not asking you to pay for it. I'm ready to go through it.
Yeah. I watched one interview. This interview, I know that it's not between you and the minister, but as a youth aspirant, as you, I think he's also talking about the youth as well. So the Minister of Communications, Adebayo Shitu, he said Omoyele is inexperienced and inconsequential. What do you think about it?
Now, I made a decision that I will not attack any aspirant.
No, it's not talking. I'm talking about his comment.
Yes.
Comment.
Yes.
That Omoyele is inexperienced, inconsequential.
Yes.
It's referring to people without this political
that's what I'm saying.
That's who are running, not just Omoyele. If you apply it to you too,
yes.
I think you too, you are young aspirants and you don't have political experience.
Yes. The reason I use that statement, I want to be neutral, so I don't give an answer in a biased manner. Okay. That's what they're going to say to us.
So you too, yes.
Yes, every young aspirant, especially those of us who have not been in power, like he said to him. That's what they're going to say to us. But my only question for them is, with all your experience, what have you done? Show me one.
That is what many Nigerians are saying right now. That
to me, they have experience.
The old leaders who are running the country with experience, what are they doing for?
They have experience, actually. Can I tell you what the experience is? Steal money and not be caught.
Okay, that's the experience.
That's the experience. Other than that, let them tell me one policy they have implemented. I went to Nigeria and I sat down. I said, what is one benefit the citizens of this nation have been? What is one thing they are benefiting from the government? No good roads, no security. It is the right of the government of a nation to protect. That is why you have a military who protect the country from external enemies. That is why you have the police who protect the citizens from internal enemies. The two, we don't have them. What is one benefit? Is it good roads? Is it water? Have you been to the schools recently?
Yeah, I was in Nigeria in February. I even went to one because I have a non-profit organization. I even went to one school, primary school in Benin City. So I know
they send their children abroad. Look at the president now is going again to London for treatment. For Christ's sake, why don't the London call? Why not the doctor come to Nigeria? The equipment they are using to test the president in London, why don't you just, Mr. President, import them, build one hospital, let it be said, this is presidential hospital. they will be taken care of. Why do you? It just tells you these people don't care.
They don't care. Instead of them implementing equitable and good health care in their country, they prefer to fly out.
Even if it's one hospital in the whole of Nigeria, where they will say, when people are sick in Nigeria, you will hear they say they need 20 million to go to India. Why don't it be said they need money to go to this hospital in Abuja? It's a presidential hospital. That's where the president goes for treatment. That's where these governors go. Why? Because it's of international standard. They don't care. They take the plane, they fly to London, they fly to America. It tells you the heart of these people. They are just there for themselves. To say they don't care is understatement now. Our politicians are wicked. It has gone beyond we don't care. Wickedness reigns in their blood. That is why I just hope and pray that Nigerians will not sell their next 4 years for just 5,000.
Okay, how can we change the mindset of many Nigerians?
It's going to take talk like this. Every young aspirant
petty money and a bag of rice to sell their votes.
I'm admonishing every young aspirant. Number one, don't give them. Because the moment one begin to give them, you have become like them.
Like them.
I've already said it. The only thing you are going to see us print our name on t-shirts, hat, materials that you wear for the campaign. If you're waiting to see a bag of rice with my face on it, I'm sorry. Somebody even said, yes, we can volunteer. I said, even if you are giving me a trailer load of bag of rice, we will not put our face. I could collect it and go. Right now, I have widows that are on salary. By now, should I put them on media and make propaganda of it? I was doing that before I even campaigned as a pastor. Every year, my church give out free gas. This is not politics. This is something I do just to be a blessing. We can do all of that, don't get me wrong. If you give me 100 bags of rice now, I'll look for widows to go and give them to. Not necessarily to get their vote, but we must do away from it. Otherwise, because if you start giving them bag of rice as a young aspirant, the cabas will come and give 2 bags of rice. They will definitely still leave you. You are just telling us now, let's continue this collecting.
If the youth didn't give them bag of rice or petty money,
we will have one voice.
And the cabas or the old politicians are able to provide that and use that to buy their votes.
They will buy many.
And win the election.
They will buy many.
You have to think about that.
No, they will always do that. But if think about all of us, the young aspirant, and especially those of us who are going to become candidates from each party, we decide not to. We will have a voice. Like I'm speaking right now, somebody else is saying the same thing. Many voices will be speaking against that. But if I'm the only one speaking against it, that's where there's a problem. If they are all giving, my voice will not be heard anymore. But if everyone is saying the same thing, we're not giving back of rice, we're not bribing, it becomes so much voice. Even this cabas now, it will not be too porous anymore. They will not just come out now with a bag of rice. It becomes shameful. They will not be doing it secretly. No longer so open like it was before. Because if you come with one bag of rice and I come with 2 bags of rice, hey, we are all doing the same thing, mine is just small. It will no longer be any shameful. But when all of us are against it, these guys will not just be parading the place with our bag of rice. It will now become obvious who these people are and who we are. That is why sometimes it's necessary. That's why I will never stand there to attack any young aspirant. And I don't want to use the word never. Except you decide to go the other way. But other than that, because we're all speaking.
It's okay, you can attack them. We have freedom of speech.
No, we have freedom of speech. The reason why I said attack, I want to believe as young aspirant we have the same goal, which is to unseat the cabas. Except we see otherwise.
Yes.
That's why I use that statement. I believe we have one goal.
Yes.
To go and unseat these old people. And we the young ones take over.
That's what
if we start fighting ourselves,
to run the coalition with other youths.
Based on my conditions. Not just standing on my condition, because I don't want to associate myself to somebody who is ready to do otherwise. I don't want to
maybe have the same vision. Like
the vision to serve the people. Don't forget this. We are not there to say congratulations, you became it. No. We are there to tell Nigerians congratulations, change has begun. We are there to serve the people. It's an elected office. We are there to, it's not an inherited office. We are there to serve Nigerians. Nigerians have suffered a lot. Look at, oh God.
Go ahead and tell us what you have been doing for Nigerians in the country over these years.
Okay, if you talk about Nigerians in America.
Not in America, in Nigeria back then.
I have widows that are placed on salary. This is not because
Nigeria.
of in Nigeria.
In Edo State.
Yeah, in Edo State, the church where I grew up.
Okay.
Now, I didn't do it because of politics. That's why I'm not propagating it, because it defeats my purpose of doing it. I didn't do it because I'm thinking of politics. As a pastor, the church I was born, and God started blessing me, I decided to go and do something in the church. And that's number one. Number two, I've not been financially blessed from day one to have enough money to go and be grading road. Government should be grading that road. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And if you now say because you have not been too rich before, therefore you are not qualified for office, then we are not ready for the civilized world. I've not been too financially blessed to now have been grading road. But not to say now we cannot do it. If I want to, we are planning on putting a borehole. This was before politics came. In the town where I grew up, putting borehole for people to water. We've already made the arrangement. Before this, even when it is done, we are not going to clamor it on politics, because I don't want people to vote for me because I've used my money to give them water. That's nonsense.